You think of it as I stayed in a situation that I had no business staying in, but that was supposed to be part of your story.
He want me to hit him first. That'll happen when he in a hearse. Hey, I drop a pic on the gram. Ay, now he come with the thirst. Click, click, close. Oh.
Hi, you guys. Welcome to Alexis Jasmine. And today's discussion, class is in session, and today's discussion is giving yourself grace. As young adults, young women, young men, young humans, we need to learn how to give ourselves grace. Point blank period. And that's what we're going to be talking about. How to give, not necessarily how to give yourself grace, but the importance of giving yourself grace and forgiving yourself for your shortcomings. So, if you're interested on my thoughts on giving yourself grace and forgiving yourself for the mistakes that you made in your past, keep on watching. Ooh, jump scare. For me not to have no wig on, tell me I'm not eating you up. I was really sitting here thinking, right? So this all stemmed from me listening to this podcast, Self-Care and Chill with Maui, right? On Apple Podcasts. I love that podcast. Literally loved it down, right? And it had me thinking about how earlier this year, and I'm talking about at the beginning of this year, I learned that I held a lot of self-hatred towards myself. And it caught me off guard, right? It caught me off guard because it never dawned on me that I hated myself. And it's crazy because I used to say it's obvious that I don't like myself, because I used to always say I don't know how people are friends with me because I wouldn't be friends with me. Or I date men, men that I'm interested, or men that are not like me. Let me phrase that. Men that I would like men that I actually be liking, they're nothing like me, right? They were nothing like me. I'll never forget, my friend, she was like, it sounds like you don't like yourself. And I was joking. I was like, I don't. What the fuck? I thought we knew that. And so I used to say stuff like that quite often, right? It's very obvious I don't like myself, be fucking for real. Until it dawned on me when I was, when I was, in my healing journey, I'm saying was past tense, but I'm still in my healing journey. I think healing is a forever thing. But when I was really trying to be deep in my healing journey, I was trying to figure out why can't I move on? Now this stemmed, let me tell you, this shit stemmed from me trying to figure out why I couldn't move on from the person that I was deeply in love with. I couldn't figure out, why can't I move on from him? Why am I so obsessed with him? What is it about him? And I was talking with my auntie, and she was like, it sounds like you are upset with yourself. You know what I'm saying? She was like, it sounds like you're upset with yourself and you have your own, you have a lot of regrets when it comes to that relationship. And the more I thought about it, this was the craziest shit, right? So the more I'm thinking about it, the more I'm I am upset with myself. I'm upset with myself because, I journaled it and I was talking to myself about it, and I was like, I hate myself because there was this man that loved me and treated me very well, and I couldn't do, I didn't treat him right. I mishandled him. I lost him for the rest of my life. And then it just started spiraling on more things that I hated about myself. And it was just I had to forgive myself. After I admitted that I hated myself, I was praying and I was asking God, help me forgive myself. You know what I'm saying? And it was just I don't know, it was just I had to really learn and really talk to myself and talk to God and really pray for a forgiving heart. And it was that just stemmed to so many things that I didn't realize that I never forgave myself about. That one thing, having to forgive myself for not being able to, living out Rod Wave's lyrics. I wanted love, but wasn't ready for it. Sorry I broke your heart, baby, but what's a life without scars? Yeah. I was really so I had to keep I had to forgive myself for not knowing how to love, not knowing how to receive love. And the more I was forgive myself for that, I just went into this deep thing where it was Alexis, I forgive you for failing out of college. I forgive you for being in situations that you had no business being in, and you knew you wasn't supposed to be there. I went into a whole deep thing on things that I had to forgive myself for. And it was just like, it was like once I started, I kept going, and I didn't realize. Like, I actually like sat and listened to like what I was forgiving myself for. And it was like, oh my God, I've been walking around with all this hurt, all this self-hatred, all this self-loathing, and I didn't even fucking realize it. I didn't even realize it. And that's when, like, this year I really learned that I have to give myself grace. Like, when everything was said and done, I had to learn that I cannot be mean to myself. I had to learn that, yes, you dropped out of college however many times you dropped out. That is okay. You went back, right? So it's okay. Keep going. Try again. And keep trying until you feel like it's not for you and you just don't care for it no more. You know what I'm saying? Because it was just like so many things. But the biggest thing, I'm not gonna hold you. The two biggest things that I personally had to really forgive myself about was me being raped and me treating a man that I genuinely loved not proper. Like, me not letting him know and me treating him and playing in his face, basically. Those were two things. And then and me not living out my dreams and goals like I had said. Like, I had all this stuff planned that I wanted to do when I joined the military, and 2 years later I'm just not doing everything that I said I wanted to do. So I had to forgive myself for all that stuff. And it's not hard. It's not hard. Wait, it's not easy. It's not easy, because I'm not gonna hold you. Like, sometimes I feel like we don't even realize how much, like, if you're like me, you don't even realize how much self-hatred you have. Like, I didn't realize how much I hated myself until I was just driving back from Orange Theory Fitness in the car, and I don't know what podcast, I don't know what I was listening to, but it had me text my auntie, and my auntie just, you know, said, like, she just spoke these words into me that had me really thinking, and I just sat in the car crying to God. And it was just like I was pouring out my heart to God. Like, I did not realize how much I hated myself. Like, how much disappointment was in my heart. How many things that was in my heart that I didn't even know that I hadn't forgiven myself for. How many things, like, I didn't know how upset I was with myself. I genuinely, I'm like, this is not no long time ago shit. This was literally earlier this year. I did not realize how much disappointment I held in my heart for myself until that moment. And it was just like, and when I tell you the next few months, like, shit, I think March, April, May, I really was focused on allowing myself grace. Because we have to, like, dude, you have to give yourself grace. You have to. That is like one of the biggest things in your healing journey. You have to give yourself grace. You have to. Because, like, yes, you did, like, yes, you probably stayed in situations that you weren't, like, that you had no business staying in. But then it's like, I feel like once you give yourself grace, you see things in a different light. You see stuff in a whole different perspective. Like my biggest thing was, like I said, like, my two biggest things, like I said, was me being raped when I was 20. I literally blamed, like, dude, I blamed myself. I blamed myself so much. Oh my God. I blamed myself so much, and I didn't think it really affected me because I was like, you know what? I'm not even mad at dude. Like, I shit you not, like, okay. Let me not lie. I'm not gonna say I wasn't mad at dude, but I just was like, you know what? I took that on the chin. At least I thought I did. I thought I took it on the chin, like, you know what? That's my fault. It is what it is. I'll take my L on that one, right? Blame myself. I thought I was doing my big one because, you know, I was like, I'm taking accountability for my actions. I'm taking accountability for allowing myself to be in that predicament. Like, I just thought I was taking accountability, and it didn't even dawn on me. And I kept saying, like, Alexis, it's okay, I forgive you, da da da. Didn't even dawn on me that I was just saying that shit, just going through the motions. Because, so I was just going through the motions, like, I forgive you, don't blame yourself, don't internalize what he did to you. Not even realizing I'm saying it. I'm not believing none of that shit coming out my mouth. I'm internalizing everything he did. I blame myself for everything. And I did not forgive myself for shit. But I was saying it. So it was just like, I didn't realize that I was carrying that hurt for him. Like, I kept thinking I'm carrying the hurt. Oh my God. I also had to forgive myself, not even just with this incident of not being able to handle like not being able to receive love, but the incident with my dead soulmate, because when he died, he had confessed his feelings to me. He had told me how much he cared about me. He wanted me to be his girlfriend, da da da, and I literally laughed in his face. This is not a funny moment. This is actually very sad for me. Laughed in his face because I just couldn't take it serious. He was so fine to me, like, ain't no way you're trying to be with me for real. Laughed in his face, told him let's change the subject. Gave it like a week or so. It like figured out my feelings and was like, you know what? He already said he like you. It's okay. You could be honest with him and tell him you like him too. Keep it a bean, keep it a buck. Let him know how you feel. And then I found out he was dead. Died when we were supposed to hang out. Called my phone and everything, and I did not answer because I was so scared to, like, I had said, like, you know, next time I talk to him, I'm going to let him know. I was so scared. Called my phone, tried to talk to me, and died. And I never forgave myself for that. Like, I still have a hard time forgiving myself for that because I did the same shit literally a year later, or year and a half, damn near 2 years later. I did the same shit again. Had a man confess his feelings to me, tell me how much he loved me. I feel the same way and couldn't do anything. I couldn't fucking get the, like, express myself. And lost him too. Lost one to death. Lost the other one to another woman. Now he's happily married. You don't think I be mad? You don't think I be going through, like, do you realize the amount of hatred I held in my heart towards myself? Do you realize the amount of hatred that I held in my heart to myself, dog? Dude, when I tell you, I literally, like, when I tell you I hated myself, and I didn't even realize it because I play so much, I joke a lot, and I just be like, I can get any man that I want. I'm the baddest bitch to ever grace this earth. Not even realize I'm so insecure. There's just so many things that I hate about myself. Like my looks, I'm not insecure about my looks. But like my eternal, oh my God, I hate it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my. And it was just like, I don't know, like, it was a lot for me. Like I couldn't even, like, y'all, just thinking about it, it just hurts me deep to my soul. Man, it hurt me to my heart the way I love and did it. I blame you. You the reason I don't trust. My heart so cold at them. I don't trust. He say my name, he get knocked off just like that. Yeah, okay, and that's how it be. I ain't been getting no sleep. I've been running the streets. I ain't been home in 2 weeks. I've been looking for peace. Like, but I'm talking about me. I'm the reason I don't trust bitches. I'm the reason I don't trust niggas. It's me. And it's just like, I didn't even realize. So I said all of that to say, when you're healing, don't forget to give yourself grace. When you are coming out of a situation, when you are growing, evolving, maturing, don't forget to give yourself grace. Don't forget to do it. Allow yourself that space to grow. Forgive yourself for those mistakes. You were doing the absolute best that you could with the tools that you had. You stayed in situations longer than you feel like you should have. That's okay. That contributes to the story of your life. That was a lesson you had to learn. I don't know, like, whatever the case may be, you were doing the absolute best that you could with the tools that you had. You just got to remember to just forgive yourself. And forgiving yourself, that, first of all, that's not easy. And second of all, that's not a one-time thing. It's literally not a one-time thing. Forgiving yourself is something you're going to have to do multiple times. Like, you got to continuously forgive yourself. Because in that moment, you can be like, oh, you forgive yourself. And then you unpack a new trauma or a quality about yourself that you have acquired through like a relationship of someone or a childhood incident or whatever the case may be. You got to re-forgive yourself. You have to re-forgive yourself. You're constantly attracting the same man. Forgive yourself. Forgive the child that's within you, the teenager that's within you, the past version of yourself. Like, you have to forgive yourself for things. You was with a man that cheated on you 3 times. It's okay. It's okay. Forgive yourself. Like, you just have to, and give yourself grace, because you know what, I feel like nowadays, but like this whole healing and all of this is like a big thing. It's trending. So like, I feel like nowadays a lot of young girls or a lot of young people feel like they're supposed to have their life figured out, and it's like, bitch, be so fucking for real. We have to give ourselves space to make mistakes. Like, be for real. Like, you have to forgive yourself, but you can't think like, oh, you forgave yourself and you're never gonna make a mistake again. No, that's not life. Like, you have to forgive yourself and give yourself space to continue to grow. Use the lessons that you've learned and keep growing and keep moving on with your life. You're gonna continue. You're gonna make mistakes again. Give yourself grace. Like, it's okay. Folks just be thinking we just supposed to be da-da-da. Like, it's okay. Like, we be going through stuff, and that is a-okay. That's life. You know what I'm saying? But another thing when it comes to this shit also is forgiving yourself allows you to genuinely forgive others. Like, all bullshit. And I know people say like forgiving, like when you forgive someone, it's not for them, it's for you. A lot of that shit start within yourself though. For like, when you learn how to forgive, like when you learn how to genuinely forgive yourself, you genuinely learn how to forgive others. Once you learn how to forgive yourself and forgive others, you learn the genuine art of detachment. Detachment is a whole separate video. But when you learn how to genuinely forgive yourself, that gives you space to forgive others, which will further down the line show you the genuine art of detachment. And I genuinely believe detachment is not something you are like, oh, you got to do that. Detachment is some shit that comes from within. Learning that whatever happens in life happens, but you give yourself grace to allow things to flow. Do not get caught up on time, situations, consequences. Allow everything to flow. And I feel like shit really start flowing when you learn how to forgive yourself, because you are giving yourself space to explore life, fall down, and pick yourself back up. When you forgive yourself, you allow yourself grace to make more mistakes. Because we're young, life is all about mistakes and moving on from them and learning from them. So that in the future, when you run into a situation that may be similar, you can be like, oh, go in your arsenal of tools and apply them. So when you learn how to forgive yourself, you create space so that you can forgive others. And your whole life will change once you are able to forgive those that you never, ever, ever thought that you could forgive. Speaking of that, forgiving people that you never thought you could forgive does not mean, in no way, shape, or form does that fucking mean that you reconcile with them. That does not mean that you allow them back into your space. Like people that just hurt me, betrayed my trust. I forgive you, but that does not mean I'm allowing you back in my life. No, that just means I forgive you. There's no hard feelings towards you. I don't hate you. I don't dislike you. I just don't care for you, and I don't care to have you in my life. You know, ouch! You know what I'm saying? Like, that's really all that is. Like, I forgive you for hurting me. I forgive you for the pain that you caused me. But no, I don't want you in my life. No, I don't want to be friends with you. No, I don't want to kick it with you. No, I don't want a future with you. You know what I'm saying? Like, just because you forgive does not mean that you reconcile with them. Forgive, but you do not fucking forget. The pain, you don't forget, because you know what? Everything is a lesson. Perspective. You were hurt, that was a lesson. Something. I don't know what you can gain from it, but if you really look at it and you pray on it, God will show you what you was meant to learn from that. Whether it was self-induced or God had you do it. Because a lot of our pain really do be self-induced pain. Like, we low-key be doing stuff to ourselves. You know what I'm saying? God done already told us. He done already warned us, and we decide to, ignore his warnings. So a lot of our pain do be self-induced, but it's just like, you can still learn from it. You know what I'm saying? You can still learn from it, and it's definitely still going to be part of your story, So it's just like, be mindful of stuff like that. This is the finished product. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I hope that you took something from it. I'm sorry if it's an abrupt stop, but I'm gonna do more parts of this because this is like a big topic for me, and I really want to discuss like everything that I've learned just in me like giving myself grace and me learning how to forgive myself. It's just like a whole bunch of stuff just comes with that. Like a whole bunch of beneficial things come with it. So I do think we should definitely, you know, give ourselves space to grow, to evolve, to learn from the mistakes that we've made so that we can either like avoid making them again, or not even avoid making them again, because if you learn from something, you know not to even put yourself in certain situations because you learned from being in that kind of environment before. So it's just like, I don't know, like I just feel like giving yourself grace, I feel like we as humans need to just learn how to just allow ourselves to just be, you know what I'm saying? Allow ourselves to just be. So thank you for watching this video, and I hope to see you guys in the next one. Toodles.